This is Ralph Roberts in Madison County, North Carolina, on Chapel Hill Road, and we're coming back down in Shelton Laurel, the very remote mountainous valley area of western or northern Madison County, up right on the Tennessee line. And last week I shot 212 up to Chapel Hill Road, and I thought I'd take out a ride from Chapel Hill Road all the way up through the valley into a bit of Tennessee, go through Flag Pond, Tennessee, and then come back over into North Carolina on I-26. But this is really remote, guys. You aren't going to get farther back in the hills than this, in North Carolina at least. So,
in 0.2 miles, turn left on North Carolina 212.
So I hope you enjoyed the ride. I'm using my Droid 2 phone, shooting MP4 at a video rate of 3 megabits.
Turn left on North Carolina 212.
Okay. My GPS said to turn left, which is the
drive 4.3 miles on North Carolina 212. Recalculating.
She'll catch up. But we're going up through the valley.
Drive 1.2 miles, then turn right on Shelton Laurel.
Alright, we're going to ignore that one too, because we're going to go up all the way up to 212 to the Tennessee line. Not really that far. But this is NC 212. It goes all the way up to the Shelton Laurel Valley. Shelton Laurel is really remote. There's only one store in the whole, a little convenience store in the whole valley. I used to tell the funny story. I was up here one time visiting with a guy, and he told me they were so backward here in Shelton Laurel. They only had dial-up internet, which was true until recently. Now there's some sort of big stimulus project, and they're getting broadband for the whole valley, which is cool. And so I can no longer tell that story. The other good one I had was
in 0.5 miles, turn right on Shelton Road.
Was about the neighboring county of Yancey, which is very close to here. That was the only county that I worked in West North Carolina that had no 4-lane road in the whole county. So now, of course, they're building a 4-lane road. So that goes two good stories.
Turn right on Shelton Road.
But I can't tell you those anymore. Too bad. Well, anyway, I got to tell them. So, Shelton Road. I don't want to go out that road. I do know where it goes. The GPS is great. But
drive 0.6 miles, then turn right on North Carolina 212.
Well, that's this road. But the GPS is great, but it really doesn't understand the mountain terrain. There are really only a few ways where you can get around
turn right on North Carolina 212.
The massive mountains and get back. I'm going back towards Asheville to where I live. So it's actually closer or easier to go up to Tennessee and come back in just because of the terrain. Jimmy Joe's Road, that's cool. There's some interesting places up here, like that house there.
Turn right on North Carolina 212.
That house has been there a while.
Recalculating. Drive 0.2 miles, then make a U-turn. Make a U-turn. I'm going to have to turn the GPS off if she doesn't recalculate and lock on to 212. Well, that goes another story. That was a little gas station. So now they have two Drive
stores.
1 mile, then turn left on Rock Branch Road.
Now they have two stores in Shelton Laurel. Doggone. At times they are changing. Well, oh, everything's getting green too. It's the 14th of March, so spring is starting to peek out and look around and push up some green grass. Looking pretty good. And today, of course, being 3.14 is Pi Day, P-I.
2.5 miles. Turn left on Rock Branch Road, then make a U-turn.
As in pi r square, not the pi's that are round. The mathematical, I'm not sure whether it's a constant or not, but of course it's
Turn left on Rock Branch Road, then make a U-turn.
A non-repeating fraction, anyway. All right, GPS, you're just going to have to accept that I'm going up this way. I'm going to turn you off. Been quiet.
Recalculating.
Yeah, what are you going to do?
Drive 1 mile, then turn right on Allegheny Lane.
Well, still wants me to go back up through the mountains. I'm going through the mountains, but an easier way. Anyway, I love driving out in the country like this, especially during the week. There's no traffic. It's just peaceful. The scenery's nice. So it's a pretty cool thing to do. The only thing that would mess up my video if somebody calls me, it's going to kick us out.
8.5 miles. Turn right on Allegheny Lane, then make a U-turn.
No. Nice stream over on the right, which you can't see. Look at the mountains there of that now. This is a beautiful mountain valley. Just gorgeous scenery up through here.
Turn right on Allegheny Lane, then make a U-turn. Recalculating. Continue 1.8 miles, then keep left on Hensley Drive.
All right. I'm not sure where that would take us. Probably just wanting to turn around. The GPS is invaluable, but you still got to understand how it works and use it correctly. Sometimes you need to override it. You just got to be sure you really know what you're doing as opposed to what the GPS says. That was an interesting old building. I guess it's a barn. So, anyway, actually I haven't seen that other store yet, but maybe they're still, maybe it's, maybe they replaced it. Nah, I can't be that lucky. That's 3 stories that I used to tell that have been superseded by facts. I'll have to make up some more. I do have fun, though.
8.5 miles. Keep left on Hensley Drive, then turn right.
This used to be all farming up here, but now people work other jobs and stuff.
Keep left on Hensley Drive, then turn right.
Even commuting out of this remote area. There's definitely no industries in this valley.
Turn right on Hensley Drive, then turn right.
Oh.
Recalculating.
No, I don't think I want to do that.
Turn left on Big Creek Road. 8.5 miles. Turn right on Hensley Drive, then turn right.
2 miles. 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 2 mi I'd like to go up on Big Creek. Big Creek's pretty. They got a national forest area back up in there and waterfalls.
Drive 11 miles on North Carolina 212.
Ah, now.
Recalculating. Drive 0.6 miles, then turn right on North Carolina 212.
Okay, she's. I call her she. Her name's Karen. The GPS after the voice that's on it, but we'll give her a little personality. But I think
2.4 miles. Turn right on North Carolina 212.
I think she's starting to accept that I'm going to stay on 212. That's Fred Shelton Road. Shelton's an old family. Been here for more than 100 years for sure, because during the Civil War, which was 1861 through 1865, here in this valley we had what was called the Shelton Laurel massacre, in which a number of Sheltons, mostly the family Shelton, were killed. Sort of what was an atrocity.
Turn right on North Carolina 212.
And it's called the Shelton Laurel massacre. So it's
drive 0.7 miles, then turn right on North Carolina 212.
The reason the GPS is doing that is whenever there's two roads together like this, and that one has no outlet, so I would have known not to turn on that.
In 0.5 miles, turn right on North Carolina 212.
So there'll probably be several instances like that as we go up through the valley here. I'm starting to climb some. Wow. So
turn right on North Carolina 212.
And these sharp curves mess the GPS up. I can, of course, you guys can't see the GPS. I can look over the screen, and we're going to make one of those curves where you come back and meet yourself. That's a nice little waterfall down there. It's about 3 feet high, but it's a waterfall. We're getting to the upper end of the valley now.
Recalculating. Drive 5.7 miles on North Carolina 212.
Oh, finally acceptance as we go up the mountain towards the Tennessee line. This is definitely pretty country out through here, though. And I'm climbing a lot steeper than it looks on the camera. Somebody raising Christmas trees over there. That's a big industry in this area. It takes several years to raise them, and then you have a pretty good Christmas one Christmas. Okay. Getting close to Tennessee. More Christmas trees. Yet more Christmas trees up there ahead. I don't know whether those are, yeah, I guess they'd be harvested. Huh. a whole bunch of trees all over the hills like that. That look like they've been cultivated as Christmas trees. It's Mountain Laurel up to the right there. That's why Shelton Laurel, and there's several areas with the name Laurel in Madison County. You got Shelton Laurel, Big Laurel, Sodom Laurel, and so forth. And they're named that after the mountain laurels, which is a type of plant that grows here profusely. Big bushy plant, real pretty. Some hikers. That may have been the Appalachian Trail, I think it crosses here. We just crossed into Tennessee. So the name of the road changed from NC 212 to Tennessee 352. And we have 3.9 miles left on this road, and we'll turn on another one, go up through Flagstaff, Tennessee, and then intersect with I-26. It's not very far. We're only going into Tennessee 4 or 5 miles and coming back out. But this is Tennessee 352. So we're no longer in North Carolina. The road looks a little different, but the farms and houses and everything look about the same. No state income tax in Tennessee, though. That's one good thing they have that we don't have in North Carolina. A little steep here. I'll gear down. One thing I always advocate, if you drive these mountain roads, you better learn how to gear down your car or you wear out your brakes. And one thing you cannot do without in the mountains are your brakes. You go down the hill very fast and stop very quickly in a not good way if you don't have good brakes and know how to gear down and so forth. The church. Lots of churches over here. Just the camera a little bit. Again, this is a Droid 2 smartphone I'm filming this with. But I've got an app that does a little bit better quality video than the normal one that came with the phone. This one shoots MP4 as opposed to the 3GP that most phones shoot. MP4 is a better file. Plus, also I'm shooting at 30 frames a second, as opposed to the 24 frames or less that the app that came with this camera shot. In fact, it was an oddball rate, which meant I couldn't drop it into my video editing system on my computer and use it without going through trouble and changing the frame rate. But with this one, I can just shoot the video and upload it directly to YouTube, and it looks good. If you're watching it by this point, you know that. We've got 2 miles left on this road. Tennessee 352. And really, it's easier to go to make this detour through Tennessee than it is to try to go back through North Carolina. And a good change. Take it out of manual again. I'm driving a Kia Sorento four-wheel drive, and it has both automatic and manual. I can flip it over into, and it's got 4 speeds, 1, 2, 3, 4 that come in handy on mountain roads. And a lot of places I go, the four-wheel drive is mandatory, not just nice to have, but you won't get up there unless you got four-wheel drive. Huh. What, 9 miles now? And I've been this way a number of times, so it's not new to me. It's probably new to you guys. If you live in Sri Lanka or somewhere, you're saying, wow, this is different. And I'm sure it is. You live in New York City, you say, wow, that's different. And I have been to New York City, and I can tell you for a fact, it is different down here than it is up there. A lot less traffic for one thing. Harder to make a subway connection though. Wind around these curves.
In 0.3 miles, turn right on Tennessee 23.
And like a while ago when I told you we're going up steeper than it looked on camera, we're going down steeper than it looks on camera. And here we come to an intersection.
Turn right on Tennessee 23.
See, the sign says Asheville, so I must be going the right way, which I knew already. So this is, even though we're making a 9-degree turn, this is still in C352.
Continue 2.1 miles, then turn left on Higgins Creek Road.
Okay. Well, the GPS now says I'm on Highway 23. This must be the old road. Well, yeah, I guess it is. This is the old Highway 23, which was replaced by a new 4-lane, which is still 23, but it's going to become I-20. Well, I guess it's already I-26 here in Tennessee. We have, it's called Future 26 in North Carolina because they haven't completed the bridge through Asheville, which is holding up, Asheville's holding up the whole thing on I-26. Big political fight over that. But those of us who travel a lot, we want 12 lanes and a bridge across French Broad. Because we need it. Well, that's pretty. Pretty nice. Approaching the major metropolis of Flag Pond, Tennessee. Okay, it's not a major metropolis, but it's a nice little town. See some more laurel there on the side of the road. And there's a sign on the pole there, Flag Pond, unincorporated. So here you see downtown Flag Pond, Tennessee. we're still within 5, 6, 7 miles of
turn left onto Higgins Creek Road.
Of the North Carolina line. We're not very far in Tennessee. Just sort of paralleling the line as we go up here and hunting for 26.
Turn left on Higgins Creek Road.
Which of course we know where it is. Or at least the GPS claims to.
Continue 0.6 miles, then turn right onto US 23.
Well, there you go. Oh, I see 26 up there, so. Way up there, you can see the bridge. So now that I've gotten up out of Shelton Laurel, I can trust the GPS again. We're back to agreeing on the way to go.
In 0.3 miles, turn right onto US 23, then keep left.
So we're passing under 26. We have to find a way to get up to it.
Turn right onto US 23, then keep left.
Turn right. Okay.
Keep left onto US 23 south.
Yeah. I'd forgotten how the interchange worked, but this way it worked. We came under 26, now we're going over 26, so we go around going the right way. But it works. Okay. Now we're coming back down the route, down around, and we'll be on the Plano interstate, and we'll be relatively close to the line. Yeah, actually not much traffic on the interstate today. You can see the engineering, especially this cut they did to get this.
Drive 23 miles on US 23 south.
23 miles to Asheville, or 23 miles from my house, which is almost to Asheville. But they did a lot of major engineering to get this interstate through these mountains. This Interstate 26 goes on through all the way through North Carolina, north to south into South Carolina, and then sort of meanders east towards, goes through Columbia and on down. And so that's it. I think I'll end the video now because it's a pretty boring interstate from now on back to Asheville. Pretty interstate though, still going through the mountains. So I hope you've enjoyed that trip through Madison County, Shelton Laurel, remote wilderness up through Flag Pond, Tennessee, and now on I-26. This is Ralph Roberts reporting.